Earlier this year, a little game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds entered early access on Steam, and it took the PC gaming community by storm. The game just came out of nowhere, but it boomed in popularity. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that PUBG has been one of the most popular and talked about games of 2017. In light of that, it goes without saying that all Xbox One owners are quite excited about the game's upcoming early access launch for the console. Here in this feature, we're going to take a look at 15 important pieces of information about the upcoming Xbox One version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds that we feel you should know as well. So let's get right into it. Xbox One X Enhanced. When PUBG launches for the Xbox One in December, Xbox One X owners will be able to play an enhanced version of the game. However, the exact details of what these improvements will be are not yet known. The game's creator has confirmed that a higher graphical fidelity as compared to the Xbox One version, but he hasn't said much else. There's also the chance that the game might have 4K textures, but if that happens, it'll happen sometime down the road. HDR support. That said, we do know of some other enhancements PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds will have on the Xbox One X. On Microsoft's latest system upgrade, PUBG will have HDR enhancements. So even though the game will not be taking advantage of the Xbox One X's 4K capabilities, at least for now, fans can rest assured that the system will have a slightly better looking version of the game. Frame rate. The real question though is whether PUBG will be able to maintain a stable frame rate. Doing so on a server that's hosting 100 players at the same time will of course be a lot harder on a home console than it is on a significantly more powerful PC. Thankfully enough, the Xbox One version of the game will be able to maintain a stable frame rate of 30 frames per second, even with 100 player servers. Controls. PUBG is as popular as it is thanks to its strong competitive online play, and being able to properly engage in that is only enabled by good controls. Transitioning that from the PC to the Xbox One will obviously be tricky, since a console's controller naturally has fewer buttons and input options than a keyboard and mouse. However, it has been confirmed that there will be some changes in the Xbox One version to accommodate this transition, and while the specifics of that are unknown, players can expect things like aim assist to be included in the game. Vaulting. While having the ability to vault over things may not seem like something that is even worth mentioning, PUBG players know the importance of this mechanic. You see, the game doesn't have vaulting, but thanks to an update in the near future, soon it will, both on the Xbox One and the PC. As the game's creator himself has said, adding this mechanic is going to severely change the game. Its map wasn't built for a game that had vaulting, and as such, players will now be able to use new techniques and strategies. Similar experience to PC version. One of the things that has been stressed the most since PUBG was announced for the Xbox One is the fact that the experience on the console will be very similar to the PC version of the game. In fact, the objective is to have both of the versions be identical. Brendan Green, the game's creator, has also confirmed that the Xbox One version of the game will receive constant updates and patches, just as the PC version does as well. Potential crossplay in the future. Crossplay is what people really want though, isn't it? The idea of PC and Xbox One players being able to play PUBG with and against each other is an exciting one, and if things go as planned, that possibility may not be so far away. Green has confirmed that he wants to include crossplay at some point in the future, and while there is no ETA on such a feature yet, the plans to make it happen are most certainly in place. Full launch in 2018. While Xbox One players will be able to play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in December, the game won't actually be out on the system for a while yet. In fact, technically the game hasn't even released on PC. In December, PUBG will enter early access on Xbox One through its game's preview program, similar to how it's still in early access on Steam as well. The full game, which we can expect to be more full-featured than its current state, is actually due for launch in 2018. Timed exclusive. A lot of people might be wondering why a game as popular as PUBG is coming only to the Xbox One and not the PS4 as well. And quite honestly, that's a fair question to have. That's mostly down to the fact that the PS4 doesn't offer an early access program like Steam and Xbox Live do, and games generally have to be in a complete, finished state to make it onto the PlayStation Network. While we can expect a PS4 release sometime in the future, it probably won't come for a while. Physical release. Players can also expect to see a full physical release of the Xbox One version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. While it won't be happening in December, what with it only being in early access at launch, Brendan Green has confirmed that he does indeed have plans to release a physical copy of the game as well. Given the fact that Microsoft are going to be the publishers of the Xbox One version, you can almost certainly expect it will happen. New maps. Given how many hours one can sink into playing one match of PUBG after another, it's sometimes easy to forget that the game only has one map. It's a large map, sure, and it's got a lot of geographical variety, but it's still just one map. The good news is that a second and third map for the game are also currently under development. The second map is going to be significantly smaller than the original map and will be set in an urban desert environment, while not much is known about the third map. It's also unclear when exactly these maps will launch. Price. PUBG hasn't officially launched yet, and so it costs $30 on Steam Early Access, the same price you can expect to pick it up on the Xbox One. Given that it's going to be one of the biggest games on the system, half the price of a AAA game seems to be a good deal, wouldn't you say? No in-game purchases. In-game purchases are, of course, a controversial topic at the moment, and chances are they always will be. It's a good thing then that when people get to play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on the Xbox One in December, they won't have to deal with any in-game purchases. In fact, while 3 limited edition Xbox One exclusive cosmetic packs will also be launching for the game, they will only be available for a limited time since the game is not going to have any in-game purchases. Azure servers. While the PC version of PUBG runs on Amazon's web servers, when the game launches in early access on Xbox One in December, that will change. On the Xbox One, PUBG will run on Microsoft's cloud-based Azure servers. Given the online-only approach that the game is built around, it's of course quite important that the servers it runs on function smoothly and properly. So here's hoping that that is exactly the case when we finally get to play it ourselves. Sea of Thieves WaterTech. PUBG publisher Bluepoint's partnership with Microsoft has been quite beneficial for the game in more ways than one. For example, PUBG will now be using the same water technology that is being used by Rare in the upcoming Sea of Thieves. While water in its current state in PUBG doesn't look all that good, you can be sure that with Rare's water tech, it'll look significantly better. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.